Hey guys, welcome back. Today I'm giving you my top 5 Halo Wars 2 open beta tips to keep you winning all those games and getting the highest rank possible. Now this is part 2 of a collaboration with Ultimate Halo, so if you want to click on the screen right now you can go and watch part 1 made by Fletch on Ultimate Halo. So let's begin. So tip number 1 is to learn micromanagement. Now micromanagement is super important for quickly navigating the map, commanding multiple units at once, and also completing more than one objective at a time. Now it does require strong map awareness, but it can be made far simpler by using the D-pad hotkeys to bounce between things of importance really quickly. Each direction on the D-pad has a quick command that's bound to it, so down on the D-pad jumps between separated units. This is the one you want to use if you are managing multiple armies or multiple units at a time. Left on the D-pad jumps between bases in the order that they were built. Now this is really useful for managing the spawning of units from various bases across the map. Right on the D-pad takes you straight to the action. This command is vital for managing multiple armies because if one falls under attack, you can jump to it immediately and retaliate as quickly as possible without having to mess around looking around the map to find out which army is actually in danger. And finally, up on the D-pad sets a universal rally point, which is the location all troops spawned from all bases on the map will run to as soon as they spawn. This is incredibly useful for collecting an army that's being built from various bases in one location as quickly as possible, ready to mount an attack on the enemy as soon as possible. So tip number 2 is resource management. So now that Halo Wars 2 has another additional type of resource in the form of energy, management of these two resources together can get pretty tricky. Oftentimes I find myself filthy rich in one resource and pretty much dry in the other, so I actually found a pretty decent way to get around this, and this is by building 2 of each resource producing base as soon as you begin the game, and then as soon as you can upgrade them, but prioritize the energy generators, as energy is the resource that you tend to gain a lot slower. Just for the record, the energy generating structures cost 450 supplies to upgrade to the next level, and the supply pads cost 100 energy, so you really want to be prioritizing the energy generators first so you can get that number going up fast. Also, make sure that you use your starting units to both collect the resource crates near your base and also capture the power nodes that are scattered around the map before the enemy to increase your energy gain. These are crucial for early game strategies, as a lot of early game units such as marines and infantry are pretty costly when you're buying a lot of them in terms of energy, so you really want to keep your energy resource high. One tactic that I like to do to maximize the amount of supply crates that I gain is to actually take my starting units to the enemy side of the map and not get the ones scattered around their base, but get the ones scattered around their power nodes and near their garrison towers, and just the ones that basically aren't next to their base, because if you can take the enemies, you're going to be pretty sure that they aren't going to be at your base taking yours, so as soon as you've got those you can retreat back to your base and collect the ones near to your base. Don't forget that this doesn't only help you out, but it also hinders the enemy. You're limiting their supply gain, which will prevent early rushes and them getting early tech upgrades. And seeing as you're getting the resources that they should be getting along with your own too, you can easily get the tech upgrades that they can't afford, making your early game much more dominant. Tip number 3 is to garrison guard towers with anti-infantry specifically to lock down your side of the map and also to control the enemy side of the map. Now these towers and cover weren't exactly the most useful things in Halo Wars 1 due to their placement and also how rare they were, but in Halo Wars 2 they are seriously useful and also seriously neglected. These things are located in key locations around the map, and for damn good reason. These towers give any unit garrisoned in them a massive damage resistance boost, making them almost impossible to kill without a massive army. My favourite thing to do with these is to place anti-infantry, specifically UNSC snipers in these towers to stop early unit rushes and also to control the enemy's base. The snipers fare best in these towers as they're always camouflaged unless they're firing or revealed by anti-camo units like the elite rangers. A great tactic on veteran is to place 2 snipers in these 2 towers shown right now, giving complete sight on the enemy base and giving you a perfect overwatch of it. Any infantry that spawn from that base will be instantly spawn killed by these snipers, along with any infantry who actually try and access this base via any path possible. Again, this is another method to make your early game absolutely dominant, because snipers are very cheap and you can get them as soon as you build a barracks. My 4th and penultimate tip is to try and dig in on the enemy side of the map. Now digging in on the enemy side of the map early on can be great for 2 reasons. 1, it makes you an absolute nuisance for the enemy, as they know they're being constantly put under pressure due to an enemy base on their side of the map that they're meant to control that's constantly surveilling their every move. And 2, it allows you to get units to the enemy's base super fast. As you can see in the background, it allows for blitzkrieg tactics like this to be used, where you can literally pincer an enemy's base and collapse in on it from multiple angles with multiple units and armies, attacking from all sides, making retaliation a lot harder, especially in the early game when the enemy doesn't have the resources or even the units to split between both armies. One great way to do this is to utilize the new mini base plots on the enemy side of the map. They cost only 200 supplies, so they're super cheap, and they also allow you to spawn the marine squads from them, which also spawn really fast. This location that I'm showing right now in the background is especially useful for this, as I've managed to pretty much box in the enemy's base with 2 mini bases, both spawning marines ready for the blitzkrieg attack. Now there is a way to make this tactic even more lethal, and that's to incorporate the use of snipers in the towers. This location on Veteran is absolutely perfect for it, as I have complete vision over the enemy's base, along with having them 100% boxed in by the combination of Overwatch snipers and mini bases that are constantly pumping out marines. So my 5th and final tip is an absolute age-old RTS tactic that I'm sure a lot of you may have actually used in Halo Wars 1, and this is double pumping. Now, for those who are unaware, double pumping is a method used to create 2 units in the same time that it takes to build 1. It's not a cheat, it's not a hack, it's not an exploit. Literally, all you do is build 2 of the same unit producing building, in this case a garage, and instead of building 4 Scorpions from 1 garage, you build 2 in each. As you can expect, this is absolutely optimal for creating large armies in short times. You can also use this to upgrade units as well while spawning them. Simply buy the upgrade at 1 garage, whilst for example spawning Scorpions in the other. You can even get adventurous and start quad pumping, creating 4 units at the same time that it usually takes to create 1. Hell, you can even scepter pump. If you really want to, you can make an entire base purely dedicated to building 1 unit. But I would only try this if you're absolutely filthy rich and are likely going to win the game, as having 1 base dedicated to 1 unit is pretty resource heavy and incredibly risky. And that's all for today, guys. Thanks for watching, I hope you enjoyed. Don't forget to go check out part 1 on Ultimate Halo, the link is still on screen right now in the top left. Click that and you can go and watch the video, and I'll speak to you again in the next couple of days where I'm going to have a video up talking about the canon status of Serena in Halo Wars 2. It should be an interesting one, so I hope you look forward to it. Thanks again for watching, and I'll see you then.